For me, there's just no self-progression without learning. We may as well have stayed in school, really. I would have the mentality I had as a child, and it wasn't enough to get me through being an adult. So for me, I needed an honest opinion of myself from people that cared about my well-being, for me to get a better understanding and to learn about myself. And there was a lot I didn't know about myself. So for me, that was key. I learned about myself as a person, what I like, what I don't like. It's okay to not like something. I just never valued myself enough to look at myself in that way and to learn about myself. I was never interested in how I ticked, how I felt emotionally, physically. And that all changed with the learning about myself. I value myself. I listen to myself. I've learned all of these things. And then on the back of that, to continually learn about well-being and mindfulness, these things have just complemented my learning, and I wouldn't be the same person without it. So I'm aware that everybody's different, and just because it's great for me to learn doesn't mean it's great for everybody else to learn. But I do believe a better understanding and insight of yourself allows people to make the changes that they need to make them more happy in their life. Because I had a lot of therapy, some really, really good therapy, but it made me anxious when the therapy came to an end. And somebody, probably the therapist, recommended, New Leaf had just started then, recommended some courses, it might help me, and it really, really did. It just backed up everything I'd learned in the therapy, but it gave me a bit of confidence as well, and it helped to know there was other people like me, because it can be very lonely when you're feeling as I was feeling back then, and people don't talk about things, so I had no idea so many other people were feeling the same as me, and it would have helped. So again, that's why these New Leaf courses have sort of compounded that, because many people are going through it, and if they feel stigma not to talk about it, they're never going to get help. So the courses helped me a lot. First of all, it highlighted the skills that I already had, that the way I was feeling anxious and whatever, whether it's self-esteem or whatever, but I didn't look at myself as having any skills, because as bad as I was feeling with stress and anxiety, if I had skills, I wouldn't be feeling like that. How I was looking at the whole situation was wrong, and I didn't realise, but I was just looking for other ways to beat myself up, and I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough. If I was more like this, I'd be able to cope and all of this, instead of looking at how resilient I actually was to have gotten that far. So that was where the courses really sort of showed me the skills I already had. The things that I already do, like I said, the creativity, and the fact that I write lists and everything, that's being creative. I never thought I was a creative person. What other courses? Living with a long-term health condition helped me as well to sort of realise, how bad anxiety can be, and the days when I didn't want to go outside of the door and things like that. So it showed my strengths in that sense as well. And it also gave me new skills that I didn't even know that I needed to have. Just confidence and things like that. That was the big thing that I wanted to work on, my self-esteem. Still get nervous teaching, because I teach now, but I know why I'm getting nervous. I like anything. I like documentaries, the History Channel. I Google stuff. I like to study. I like to read. Anything to do with biology, how the body works, anatomy, how the brain and the body's all linked. It's sort of given me a thirst to want to know more, really, and to sort of stress to students of New Leaf, or people that are thinking about coming to New Leaf, like how much it actually helped me. So it's not a magic wand. I still have bad days, but it's compared to how I used to be, it's like night and day, two different people.